As uh so I'm literally like out, just simply what is it called? Um it was Oh, okay, so I've been reading of I've been reading of I've been reading Ecclesiastes, Proverbs, and I've been reading, I forgot what other books I've been reading. I read parts of, like, I think Luke, Matthew, John, which, like, they usually have, like, this, like, new, there's this, like, good news that they say that, people say that, or it's said that it's called the good news, and it's okay. I've been reading, I think, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and it's been kind of a lot of new things. I honestly felt like I had known, I knew, like, so much, and I had gained so much, of God, because I do believe in God, and yeah, I had seen him, I had like felt him, I had simply seen him, and delighted in him one time. I ended up trying one of, like, fruits of the spirit, and I don't know if it was because he gave it to me, or if, like, he ended up I don't know if he gave it to me. He just handed it to me, and left of it for it to happen. I don't know, but I know that there was a, like, something behind it. I had really tried to think a lot in like, kind of like I was reading the Bible, like, a lot at this time, and it wasn't that bad to like, I didn't feel horrible at this point. I didn't know what fulfillment was. Like, I didn't know what being fulfilled was. I didn't know what being full, like, I didn't know that my soul could actually be full. I just thought it was like something that lived in me, or, it was like and I ended up grabbing mole. I ended up going to this, like, it was a concert, and I really liked it. Like, I really, really did like it, and I'm guessing because of that fulfillment. I started to love wisdom before that, like, months before. The Proverbs have been the book that I've read the most, and it is said that the guy that wrote it was the wisest man on earth, and I started liking it so much. It started giving me that book, ever since. It says that it is to gain wisdom, understanding, prudency. I forgot what else, but I started to like it a lot because it was something that it had so much, like, I don't know. It was just, like, good. I ended up noticing that my walk in the body, it sometimes gets a little boring. Yes, I can do much with my body, but then you look onto the birds and you're like, okay, they fly, they have wings, and but and that isn't something that comes from the mouth out of nowhere. It's something that it is in the mind, maybe, or where wisdom is at, or with wisdom, I don't know, but wisdom had given me much increase, and with it, I've been able to enjoy life a lot more. Like, yeah, there's, things here and there that are maybe of God, or, that are of, and but there's also things that are and they can be not so delightful, not so great, not so like the life, like the light, the life, the, like good, not always good. And there was this point of time where there was like there was no for like there was there was like like no lies coming into my mind, my soul, my body. I wasn't even hearing of lies at all. It was like this, like it seems so, like, now that I think about it, it looked so like in my mind it seems so like big, so huge, like important, or in heaviness. I don't know, but well, I do know, but yeah, it seemed like something that is so different from now. And I am I've actually said some things that I have to like think, okay, am I saying a lie here? Am I not saying a lie here? And it's the gain that I had, and much of it, and I ended up going to the concert. I think it was a concert. And it ended up being, or saying, the fulfillment was there, and yeah, the fulfillment like came out of nowhere. It was like the way that I understood it, which was kind of like, I don't know, I didn't really like it. Like, I didn't really like the off of it. It was like somebody's soul had that fulfillment, and I later on found out where or how that fulfillment came to be, and or how to get it, or how to have it, or how to like be fulfilled with it. And yeah, I didn't fully like it, that it seemed like it was somebody else's soul that was fulfilled, and so I was like, I mean, there's so many things that could be of, like well, I later on found out that it was the spirit of wisdom, or the fruit of the spirit of wisdom, that was that I was being fulfilled by. Later on, after that, I ended up finding out that there was more, and it was kind of specific to something that, well, not specific, but related to something that that was kind of like I forgot what it was. It was the related, like, to related to oh, the fruits of a verse in the Bible, and I ended up finding out that it was like that it wasn't just the fruit of the. I ended up finding out that it was a fruit of wisdom, and then I ended up finding out that it was that there was more certain types of fulfillment fruits, and I ended up noticing or feeling the fruit of peace. It was delightful. It was so good. Like I felt it and it felt good. I didn't like how I got it. I was with a friend, and I'm guessing she ended up being able to take hold of it, like take hold of that, and ended up being able, and ended up having me fulfilled. And I didn't like it. It's I don't know. It's my soul being fulfilled by somebody else, or the innermost part of my belly, like somebody else having possession of it. You know, like I didn't even know. And it ended up being like I don't know. I didn't fully like it, but it felt good, and it wasn't the likeness that I paid much attention to until earlier, not that long ago. But it was more of the it was more of the I don't. Oh, it was more of the okay. There's the fruit of peace. So I started thinking, okay, if the fruits of the spirit are fruits of the spirit are the, the since the Bible says it, the fruits of the spirit are the peace, patience, love, this and that. There's probably more. Later on, I ended up picking up. Later on, I found out that there was love, and I ended up feeling of it, which I liked it. And all these times I've noticed that it's been great of it. Like those are great, good things. And yes, there's probably ways that one can actually fulfill themselves. Or have take hold of that, being peace, love, wisdom, or whatever. But then I had noticed that there's these things that can be of perfectness, even from God, like of God, like it was the thought of how God could simply, how God would fulfill Himself, what God would delight, how God delighted in wisdom. And in Proverbs it says that God had wisdom from the foundation of the earth, and that His delight was with wisdom since the beginning. Something I like. And I ended up wanting to think of, okay, so sometimes the fulfillment seems like it's like the way for the fulfillment to come to for the fulfillment would end up like seeming like filthy. It would end up it could end up seeming like dirty or filthy or unwantable at times, because of how it ends up, like of the work for it. And I was getting fulfilled yesterday, 2 days ago, by the spirit of wisdom in filthiness. And like it wasn't that wisdom that I did love. It was kind of like dark and unwantable. And a while ago I had to work for the wisdom. I had to do like much work for the wisdom that ended up being like pure, holy, if even good, of God. I think it was even talking about God. I liked it so much. It ended up so and I wasn't like like fully filled. My body wasn't like hardening itself, and my skin wasn't like all hard, and but it was something that I really, really liked. It was pure. It was good. It was nice. That's the type of those type of those type that, not just fulfillment, but the type of those things are they're good and pure, and they don't just come and one gets to feel great in fulfillment or not, but it's it seems more like a it's like when one does something great and they love doing it, and how when It's like there's love in. It's the goodness and the pureness. It's like where love is, like how love is there, where love is there, how it gets to be there. Like I really like the way that it seemed, the way that it really was. I forgot what I said in the beginning. Like I remember it, but I don't remember it exactly. I ended up like. And I bet there's so much more things. So much more things than just fulfillment. I had found out that there's a presence, like this feeling of presence from God. It's honestly amazing. I liked it. So you can almost see God. You can go before Him and speak to Him, and He'll actually like let you feel Him, or certain things that you can't say and one can end up saying, and He'll end up having you get out of His presence. Like He, it's that He can do that. He can do that. And yeah, I ended up feeling His fear. Like His eye had looked at me, like I felt His eye look at me, and I imagined as if He was on His throne or standing up, ready to like come to earth or ready to do something, and He ended up seeing, like bowing down, like moving, like looking down, and it was like looking down on earth and seeing me. And then as soon as He like bowed down, looked at me, looked for me, saw me, I felt His presence. Like it was His eye. Like if I had just like if you were to pour like a big bucket of water, and like a big bucket of water, and the water just pours on you. That's how it's like. And yeah, to it, for it, I don't know. I recommend a lot of it. You don't even have to read the Bible. In this point in my life, I was reading a lot of it, but much of that came wasn't from it. Like, I gained much wisdom, but yet when I was smoking with my friends a year before, I was still able, like, it was like if I was in the hand of God. For it seemed like it was more of, if He wanted to have me in wisdom or knowledge or fulfillment, that's where He had have me, even if I was smoking, cursing, sinning, or doing whatsoever I was doing or able to do. It seems good. I bet there's so much more that God has that the world probably doesn't even know about. Probably. Like I'm almost 100. Like it's something that, can you imagine? There's like this book where I think John wrote it, and he says, like, he testifies, like he testifies, it's a biology, I guess. Like he testifies where there was he was in the spirit, and he went up to heaven. There was like an angel calling upon him, and he was in the spirit, went up to heaven, saw like prophecies and things that it says. It's something that you don't see now. It's something that you don't really see in your daily life. And a lot of those things were not common, not even in the first books. And I'm sure that there's much more. I had met a preacher. Well, I didn't meet him, but I had noticed him. And in some videos, I had noticed that I had seen that, or noticed, or went through my mind and my heart that he really loved certain things. Like, it was the goodness of it. It's like he didn't shine so bright or anything, right? It wasn't like he was a light. But it was like you could see his actions. You could see the way he was. You could see the things that were. You could even see how pure his heart was for, like how it wanted to be, or how, or how the reach of it. Like you could see the things that he wanted, the things that he liked to do, the things that he liked to say, the things that he said were really something that he actually wanted to think about, and not just go up into the altar and start saying things to the people. It seems like it wasn't just because there's people there and he's a pastor, or just because he was able to say whatever he wanted, or just out of his mouth. It was things that you could intermeddle with, and with wisdom he had searched for them, and from his heart it was like, this is good and this is bad, so yeah, I'll say this, and this is the way that I'll say it because of this. And it was like it maybe wasn't planned out, but it was probably, well, it was in wisdom. Honestly, I feel like wisdom can even direct you for good. So I had seen him, and I fully liked that. And while liking it a lot, I ended up noticing a lot of his maybe devices or ways of him. And it was like you know how when a seed is sprouting and it's like sprouting out of its seed, like the plant is sprouting out of its seed. It seemed like it was like, if it was like that, like if a seed was planted, like that of the plant sprouting out of the seed was like in similarity or equal to that was starting to like sprout in me. It was like, and then I met or noticed verses of such love, or things that are like if I were able to like throw to myself, or go to hell for others, I would. I had really read it, was like, something similar. I had really read it, and I fully delighted in it. And the fact that later on I ended up feeling the same exact thing. I ended up thinking, and this is something that nobody else had an effect on me. It was just, this actually happened. I ended up thinking of these things before I even read this verse. I didn't even know that was a thing. The loving somebody, being able to die for somebody just so that they can be saved, being able to like really just go whatever for somebody to simply be saved, to meet God, to be saved, not even to meet God, to be saved, to go to heaven forever and live with God forever, or whatever that eternity with God is, the good of eternity, the well eternity, the good, the not hell eternity, not suffering eternity. And I looked up. I had thought about. I had thought. I really had thought like those thoughts. I was like, yeah. I'm pretty sure. And I think to an extent, I ended up thinking of how much like of things that I could do. Like the furthest things that I could do. Like, yeah, I could take a bullet, but then I would be injured. And what would be the cost of it? What would be the good of what would come from it? What are the things that can actually come forth from such events, such situations, such words, such like that? I ended up actually intermeddling with wisdom, thinking about such things, because it was like love. It was like this great love that just sprouted. And after a while, I ended up noticing that I can't go speak to y'all that are watching this video. I can't go and speak to every single person on earth. Even though I can speak to every single person on earth, I haven't been able to go up face to face to every single one. And there's people dying, and then there's people that are sick and can't even hear, can't even see. And later on, I ended up reading the book, or the verse. And I liked it. It's like I thought it was the only one. And then there's the preacher's named Fastens Chan. And I really like that. I really like the way he was. It's like he was doing everything just so that people could actually like pay attention to him. And the things that he was doing, like, for good. It all seemed for good. Well, most of it. So I heard his preachings many times. Out of everybody that I've heard, there hasn't been many that have caught the full intention of, that have been in like full, like pure good, fulfilled in love, yet being perfect. God says, he's like, there's this verse that Jesus, I think, is his red letters. He's like, there's be perfect as thy Lord, the Father, is perfect. And I don't even know if he's talking just to us Christians. What would it matter? If I know that God is alive, which is like, God is alive. Being that was created from the beginning, and the beginning of the beginning, alive. What? If thou art to get to believe in God, and the being that is said that he is from the beginning, like from the beginning, that he created the world with his mouth, the being that literally made the heavens, or that being And then later on, there's this book that says that he's going to come. And he's going to take certain people with him. Those that believe, those that adore, those that are saved, those that are. Can you imagine that? Why not simply, like, just simply believe? No effort, just believe. You want to keep sinning? Just believe. He who believes in the Son of Man will enter the kingdom of heaven. And unto the end you shall be saved. Said another guy, written in black letters. You get to speak to God and be like, God, I want to go to heaven. I don't like. There's no other. There. There is certain things that I've noticed that the devil does. And I do believe that it was. I used to do acid, and I did acid for a while. And there was this one time that I did acid. It was an LSD, and I ended up noticing that that was in my mind a lot. Fully a lot, and I started hearing, like, thinking in my mind started, and it was like I think they were all lies. I ended up not being like tripping for hours. Ended up getting home like at 8. It took like at 12 p.m. Oh my god, 8. I drove unconscious, not being able to see either. And yeah, if the devil is here on earth, he gets to be here on earth. It's said, or there's a writing that says that he's the god of this earth. There's lies and deceit, badness, evilness, wicked people. Then why? What is the? I guess what is the other? What is the other of anything else other than God? For if God made you, why not go up to him? Why not speak to him? Why not think of him? Why not have him in your heart? Why not take care of him? Like, up to a certain why not give him strength? Why not sing to him? Why not speak to him or think in your mind? Why not walk with him? Why not imagine him? I have a Doberman puppy, and she has like these things that I don't like. It's on her body. I don't know. She's outside, which I wanted her inside, but after a while of having her inside, she ended up outside. And yeah. There's so many things that I still want to get used to. There's this other verse that says that one after so long one can inherit the wind, or so much practice makes one inherit the wind. And I felt it true. I really thought of it as truth. I liked how it says that, yeah, because it you know, there's things that I like to practice, and there's certain things that I should, like, I don't have, like, I'm not able to, like, actually, never mind. There's people from the Bible that I don't see in person. Like, there's people from the Bible. And the way that people are from the Bible, the way that people have been that are written in the Bible, don't, like, I haven't been, like, I don't think I've seen, actually, no, I don't. I'm pretty sure that's it for today. I'm about to finish eating. Have a nice day. And if y'all see me dead, I'm probably with God or something. And if y'all don't see me dead, I don't mind it's high. Just don't shoot me. I don't like a shot. I doubt that I like any shot. If y'all see me and y'all want to say hi and y'all want to talk about anything, you can comment and see me. You can come say something. I don't mind. If there's anything that y'all need help with, I don't mind. Y'all can go ahead and comment or whatever. Contact me. I'm not gonna give out my phone number, but you can try to contact me and we should try to answer. I'll try to answer, and if I'm not able to try to answer, then I won't try to answer. You know, like, if y'all need any help, I recommend go to God. It's that easy. Like, I literally just simply go up to him, speak to him like if nothing, and just say whatever you want to him. You can curse at him. He'll probably get mad. He'll hear you though. You have a petition. You've been praying for it. He'll hear you. He heard you. He probably got bored, or like it's. But probably, yeah. I recommend go to him. Limp plague, pray to him. It's not even always just faith. It can be. And it doesn't take just faith. So yeah, go to him. Go to him. He is. There's this other verse that says that God has made the righteous and the wicked for himself. Why wouldn't the wicked go to him? He is still God, the creator of them and I. I recommend go to him. Go to him. You want to be a billionaire? Last one. He makes the rich. By his hand, he makes the rich. Rich. He makes the poor poor. He makes his creation. So I do recommend go to him. He's a good God. And I do recommend the fear of him. For he is of fear. He is like, you should most definitely fear him. Is that right? There's this other verse that says that there were 5 people in a city, I think it was a city, Sodom and Gomorrah. He would spare the whole city. Later on, he ended up by spare, I mean, because he ended up destroying the whole city. So yeah, there was this guy who was praying to him, and he ended up saying, if there was like 50 people, 40 people, 5 people, either one, would you spare the city? He was like, yeah. And there was one, and he ended up telling that man and his wife to move out of the city. Ended up destroying the city. I'm talking about, I think it says, like throwing boulders or fire on the city, destroying it. And like other cities near it, maybe. So then there's, I think John ended up saying, I'm not even 100% sure of this. I think John ended up saying, that when he saw God, or I don't know, I think it's Max, when he saw God or Jesus in his God form, Jesus is the one that came as a human. I said that came as a human. That when he saw him as in his God form, he ended up seeing that he was like this. He had this bright, like this like his like a bright face, and that he was like dressed in white, and that he had like a sword coming out of his mouth, and I was like, yeah, I had heard this, and and it seemed pretty great to me. It seemed pretty as not just fear, but later on, I think it says, or I heard that the guy that saw him, like, so ended up seeing him and fell at his face like if he was dead. And when I feel God, I feel him in my body. And yeah, I remember that I have a soul, and I remember that I could be in my mind, and I remember of how strong I am. But then I had thought I'm much in my body. And so him falling to his face, when he saw him, I think he was shocked. And I think it says that he was shocked. I think it says that he fell to his face as if he was dead. Honestly, that is enough for me to be like, okay, God, there's Moses, how he went up the mountain and ended up went up that mountain and ended up being able to see God. I think it was like for like 40 days that he stayed up there with God, just talking. Can you imagine that? Just straight up, just talking. I think it was the people, when they talk to Jesus in his flesh form, knowing that he could die at any second. He didn't even, if God would have wanted, the same thing would have been, even like the same thing could have been if he would have wanted to, with Jesus dying, having to die or not. I don't even know that. I don't even think that having to him to die was an actual fact. I feel like it is more of God wanted to prove something to the people. He doesn't just want to have them and change their mind and control them and not give them a will, but or not have had, but not have had, or like not have had, give them a will, give them a will, or not have had, not have had, not done, not thought of, not given, not established already. But instead, I feel like he rather do these things just for the sake of, okay, our memory, our mind to develop, so that we can end up maybe even end up noticing or seeing of that, how he is, how he truly is, the way he is, the things that he does, just so that we can notice that he loves us, and we can walk with him. And the fact that we're in earth right now, and there's people that rather do wickedness, and there's evilness, so there's people that rather do evilness, and there's like, it's like, can you imagine that? That's I feel like he does that. I feel like he's like that. He lets people be like that. He lets people, he rather do that. Like I said, easily, if it's like, if he is able to create the heavens in 6 days and everything upon the earth in 6 days, rest on the seventh, and end up with with his word, with his mouth, creating light. Pretty sure he could have easily changed everybody's minds, thoughts, souls to follow him, to worship him. There's this other verse that says there's angels praying or singing unto him 24/7, forever and ever and ever. That holy, holy, holy is his name. That is like that. It's said. It's said. That is, I don't know, pretty. You can fear God from that. You can tell from it that God can really do his will whenever he wants. So I think a lot of it is because of how our minds are, and our hearts are, and our souls are, and how we are. Other than that, I like to go to the gym. I like to play sports. I have thought of playing many sports. My heart has desired so many things, and I really am just waiting on God to be able to establish certain things so that I may not have to worry. Like, I really want to get through so many things. Oh man. Then I could just die. I could really just simply. How great would that be? Just, Jose came Earth. Everybody heard him. Everybody knew God because of him, or everybody started to know God all of a sudden. Now he's dead. Next name. That's crazy. The fact that people are like destroyers is sad. Make me think. I say, well, not made for me, but I don't like it. Because one can build and the other one can simply come and destroy. It's sad. Bob says. And the reason why I believe it is because I've built, spiritually, I've built myself. In a matter of like a day or two, I was destroyed. Things seem like the way that it's said in the Bible. I walk on earth. I scroll through apps. Most of it seems like mad deceit. Most of it seems like not so right. And a little bit, yeah, there's right in it. No righteousness here and there, good people here and there, evil people here and there, yeah. But the way the Bible is, and the way that it speaks, and the way that the things that it shows seem way more true than when I walk on earth and I end up seeing certain things. Like, it's like the balance of how I could be in a place with 10 evil men and completely fall and end up in evil. And the Bible then, and the Bible warning me and telling me 10 people, man, do this and this, and this is the way, you know, and the righteous ends up falling because of the ways of the wicked. And, you know, like, now I know. Well, if I was just walking simply on earth, then I would end up, I could end up falling, which I kind of sort of did. Oh, yeah, and how Jesus came on earth and ended up being God himself on earth. And ended up just being able to be on earth. That's great. Believe me. It's pretty great. Oh, and he would end up talking to people, like simply talking to people. I forgot what else. Oh, and yeah, people talk to him back as a friend. Pretty great things. Pretty big things.